The NBA has seen its fair share of super teams. Some were dominant, some were volatile, and some were cursed from the start, but then there's this: Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. A duo that should have terrified the league, but instead it left everyone scratching their heads. I'm talking about two of the game's most gifted offensive forces. Both are future Hall of Famers, and with legacies that are still under construction. And yet, from the day this super team was built, nothing about it has made sense, because this isn't just a story about basketball. It's a story about fit, legacy, and them not leading the Clippers to a title. And if you think the Clippers' problems started this season, think again. Because with Kawhi and Harden, the complications were baked in long before the first tip-off. But to understand how we got here, you have to follow the trail of trades, gambles, and desperate bets that brought this unlikely pairing to life. It began in the summer of 2019 when Kawhi Leonard, fresh off a historic title run with Toronto, accepted a 3-year, $103 million deal to join the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers also landed Paul George in a massive trade that emptied their future: 4 first-round picks, a protected pick, plus SGA and Danilo Gallinari to clear up cap space and court time for their new superstar combo. It was win now or bust. For a moment, it looked promising, but Kawhi's history of injuries soon resurfaced. He battled through knee setbacks and missed significant playoff time, leaving the Clippers in regret rather than celebration. Fast forward to October of 2023. James Harden had ignited another drama, forcing his way out of Philadelphia, trashing team president Daryl Morey publicly.
Moments ago that the NBA is fining Sixers star James Harden $100,000 for his recent comments referring to franchise president Daryl Morey as a liar, sources tell ESPN.
And ended up landing in Los Angeles. On November 1st, 2023, the Clippers executed a blockbuster trade. Harden, PJ Tucker, and Philippe Poutresev arrived in exchange for Marcus Morris, Nick Batum, Robert Covington, KJ Martin, plus a package of future picks, and a swap tied to the Thunder. This wasn't a balanced trade, it was a gamble. The Clippers were betting that pairing Kawhi with Harden, two all-NBA threats, both hungry for a ring, would finally overcome their past disappointments. With Paul George and Russell Westbrook also aboard briefly, the Clippers looked like the West's latest super team. But everything came at a steep cost. Their roster was aging, looking less like MVP form, and most core contracts were expiring. There was no draft capital that remained, no future flexibility. A new arena, the Intuit Dome, loomed over it all. A $2 billion building waiting for results. And yet, for all the pressure, Lawrence Frank made a team's intent clear. We are still building around Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. They are the foundation now. And to prove that they are truly the foundation, Kawhi entered the offseason healthy. But health was only part of the battle. The real question was always this: could two stars with such different styles ever truly fit? On paper, it looked unstoppable. Kawhi Leonard, a two-way assassin with one of the game's most reliable mid-range arsenals.
Leonard behind the back. Leonard to the rack, reverse layup, it's good. What a play by Kawhi Leonard.
James Harden, a former MVP, still capable of bending entire defenses with his ball handling and playmaking.
North and south as there is in the league. Deflection by Harden, he's got time. He pulls up from 3 ahead of the horn. Oh, he put it in! 15 for Harden.
But when you looked closer, the cracks were obvious. Kawhi is cold, calculated, and almost robotic in his approach. He controls tempo, slows the game to his pace, and thrives in deliberate half-court sets. His game is about efficiency, not flair. Isolation, mid-post footwork, surgical execution. Harden is rhythm. He's a flow player. He needs the ball in his hands constantly to feel the game. His dribble-happy isolation style eats clock. He hunts mismatches, step-back threes, and free throws. His best years came when he ran the offense, not when he shared it. Together, the result was a clash of instincts. Both stars operate best when the offense runs through them, which meant neither was fully comfortable playing off the ball. And with neither player pushing pace or cutting without the ball, the Clippers became one of the slowest teams among contenders. Instead of a dynamic offense, they often looked stuck in mud. Two great players taking turns. Kawhi would slow the game down to his rhythm, Harden would walk the ball up, call for a screen, and dribble into isolation. At their worst, the Clippers' offense became predictable, stagnant even. And yet, when both were healthy this season, the numbers told a different story. During a red-hot 17-game stretch, the Clippers won 14 games, with Kawhi averaging 25.1 points and Harden 25.5. But even that run couldn't hide the underlying friction. Two stars still taking turns, not blending styles. And nowhere did those cracks show more clearly than in the moments that matter most, clutch time. When the game is on the line, numbers don't lie, and the Clippers' crunch time stats this season tell a worrying story. In clutch situations, the final 5 minutes of games within 5 points, LA shot just 33.8% from the field, an ice-cold 23.5% from 3, and 66.7% from the free throw line.
Harden lobs it to Derrick Jones Jr. Are you kidding me?
They finished with a negative clutch differential, getting outscored by 23 points in those moments across the season. That's not the mark of a championship team. It's the profile of a group that hasn't figured out how to win the biggest moments, and when you zoom in on the stars themselves, the picture gets even darker. James Harden, the supposed late-game floor general, shot just 33.9% from the field and 25% from 3 in the clutch. He tallied 25 assists, but matched them with 25 turnovers. For a ball-dominant maestro, a 1-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio in winning time is a flashing red light. On the other hand, Kawhi Leonard was even colder. In 14 clutch games, he shot just 31.8% from the floor, a frigid 14.3% from deep, and an alarming 50% from the free throw line. His plus-minus in those moments is -16, meaning the Clippers were consistently losing clutch minutes when Kawhi was on the floor. And for context, in their home win over the Knicks in March, Harden and Kawhi combined for 47 points. Numbers that look great on paper, but even in that game, misfired chemistry down the stretch kept it from feeling like a breakthrough. Just two stars trading possessions, not building synergy. Harden's game is isolation heavy. His 8.2 isolation possessions per game led the league yet again this season, scoring 1.08 points per ISO. But only 24.2% of his field goals were assisted, meaning the ball sticks when Harden is in attack mode. He also moved at a league-low 3.52 miles per hour, the slowest pace in the entire NBA. The game bends to Harden's rhythm whether the Clippers want it to or not. Kawhi, on the other hand, operates through controlled mid-range touches, but his deliberate tempo often clashes with Harden's ball dominance. Even this season, in 37 games together, Harden averaged 18.9 points, 9.0 assists, 5.1 rebounds, while Kawhi averaged 21.5 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. On paper, that looks like magic, but deeper scrutiny reveals the disconnect. Harden's playmaking often disrupts the methodical flow Kawhi prefers. So here's where the cracks become impossible to ignore. Harden's step-back threes and ISO hero ball paired with Kawhi's mid-range cold execution haven't blended, they've collided. One takes over, the other hesitates, and the clock ticks away. And when the clock is ticking, hesitation kills. Because clutch moments define legacies, and neither of these two has looked like a playoff legend under pressure. When Kawhi Leonard and James Harden first shared the court, there was hope. Hope that two battle-tested veterans could finally rewrite their postseason narratives. Hope that together they would do what neither had done alone, lead a team to the promised land. But hope has a deadline, and for the Clippers, that deadline is approaching fast. Kawhi Leonard is 32. His body, once one of the most reliable in the game, is now one of the most fragile. He's missed significant playoff time due to knee injuries, including yet another devastating setback in the 2024 playoffs. Harden is 34. His days as a league MVP are far behind him. He's still a crafty scorer and playmaker, but his burst is gone and his late-game struggles in the postseason remain a glaring red flag. And here's the cold reality. Kawhi's extension keeps him in LA, but his health is always a question. Harden can hit free agency. The Clippers have mortgaged their draft future, so there's no easy rebuild path if this fails. The message from ownership is clear. We build a team around you and you have to win. Because if this experiment ends like so many before it, the Clippers won't just face another disappointing season. They'll face a crossroads with no clear way forward. And that's why this story isn't just about basketball anymore. Harden finally shedding the ghost of playoff failure, and Kawhi reclaiming his place among the game's great champions, and the Clippers shaking off decades of futility and raising that elusive first banner. And if Kawhi Leonard and James Harden can't figure that out soon, this may go down as one of the biggest gambles that never paid off. So what do you think? Can this duo finally silence the doubters, or are we watching the final chapter of a super team that never quite worked? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because in the NBA, the drama never really stops.